much respect, man.
Too much.
I don't know if you're scared or not, but you know, Canelo did a tremendous job.
Terence Crawford could be on a radar. I think he already probably been on Twitter, like lip wrestling with the internet.
Jermell Charlo has just called out Terence Crawford for a match in the ring, and Bud can't stop but mock the boxer for it. Yep, you heard that right. Charlo isn't someone Terence is eyeing to fight anymore, especially after what happened when he stepped into the ring with Canelo Alvarez. There's a lot of drama surrounding Terence versus Jermell Charlo, so without further ado, let's dive deep into it. Crawford has been slamming Charlo ever since he lost to the Mexican boxer. Get this, Charlo and Alvarez stepped into the ring on September 30th, and what fans thought was going to be an epic clash turned out to be a one-sided affair. According to CompuBox, Alvarez outlanded Charlo by a margin of 134-71. So he didn't just lose, but he lost in a humiliating fashion. The crazy part, Charlo still had the guts to call on the #1 pound-for-pound king in the game and challenge him to an epic clash in the ring. Now, I don't know about you, but I'll give this man an A+ for sportsmanship. He didn't take the loss to his heart and still walked out with his head held high. Charlo said, "I felt like I wasn't me in there." He added, "I don't make excuses for myself, it is what it is. I take my punches and roll with it. This is boxing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It is what it is." This guy knows what went wrong, and instead of making up excuses for it, he owned up to it. He told Showtime's Jim Gray, "Truthfully, you can feel the difference in the weight. I jumped up 14 pounds. I was undisputed at 154, so I was daring to be great right now. You fall short sometimes, but you gotta just keep on pushing. My road don't stop right here." Yeah, right after saying his road doesn't stop here, Charlo revealed who he wanted to fight next, and it sent the fight world into a frenzy. That's not because the boxing world is new to a potential Crawford versus Charlo fight. This matchup has been in the talks for months, and you know that. But what surprised the fans was how confident Charlo was in his warning to Bud. Come on, for him to call out the best guy in the game right now just like that, and after a humiliating loss. It's no surprise that this warning was mocked. Charlo revealed that he has set a clear target, and he wants to take down Terence Crawford in his weight division. Well, if I were Charlo, I wouldn't hold my breath on this fight, because Terence doesn't want to step into the ring with him at all. Yep, you heard that right. Terence wasn't left unimpressed by Charlo's performance in the ring against Canelo Alvarez, and let's be honest, that performance didn't make a mark on any of us. Charlo lacked in the ring and took the loss home, which is why Terence thinks putting up gloves against him will do his career no good. Bud fired shots at the boxer after he called him out and said, "You went out sad, didn't even try to win. All you did was try to survive. You should be ashamed of yourself." It doesn't end here. The boxer also added, "Congratulations, Canelo, you made the so-called lion look like a baby cub." Get this. Terence is at a career high after his epic win against Errol Spence Jr. That win really put him up there as one of the best boxers in the world right now, and that's a big title to uphold, isn't it? This is the best he's ever been, and it's crazy because Bud is 36. That's the age most fighters start thinking about retiring, so he doesn't have much time left until Father Time catches up to him. Plus, if he wants to go down as one of the best boxers in history, he needs to get in the ring with some big names and bag those wins. The clock is ticking, and there isn't much time left. Now, if you remember, Crawford was in for a fight with Charlo, and he was ready to put up gloves against him. Let's take a trip down memory lane. After Terence knocked out Errol Spence in the ring in July, he turned to Jermell Charlo right after, pointed at him and said, "You're next." This mid-fight warning sent the entire fight world into a frenzy, especially since it was fresh off Bud's epic performance in the ring. Yeah, he really proved that night. This guy knows how to put those gloves in the ring. Now here's the iconic part. Charlo wasn't really into it back then. Yep, you heard that right. Iron Man wasn't a fan of Terence's record. The boxer has been on record before to talk about how Terence had never stepped into the ring with people who would give him a run for his money. Let's be honest, Errol's the only big name on Crawford's opponent list. So him being undefeated doesn't come as a surprise to anyone. It's just cause he hasn't fought with fighters of his caliber yet. Charlo talked to East News about Crawford's weak record and slammed it by saying, "I ain't going to say he's fought nobody, but come on, these people were old." Charlo even challenged the boxer to go against good fighters, but set the record straight by saying he wasn't going to be one of them. He said, Jump to the big leagues with the PBC gang. You know who's running boxing right now, who's paying the big checks. Oh, how the tables have turned. Because Charlo isn't the one refusing to fight Crawford now, he's the one begging for it. Come on, after that humiliating loss against Alvarez, Charlo really needs to take down someone big if he wants his name to stay on top. And Crawford's the perfect opponent for that. Too bad he has moved on from this matchup now, and won't even bother negotiating a fight with Charlo. He wanted this one really bad after his win against Errol, but in the boxer's own words, Bud's over it now. The athlete wrote on social media, "He's no longer on my hit list. He went out there and laid down and let Canelo spank him like he was his daddy with no type of resistance." I don't think this fight will ever see the light of day, and it's for the better. Terence versus Jermell is something Charlo desperately wants, but the fight world doesn't really need this one. I mean, just think about it. All the hype surrounding this fight. Or more specifically, Charlo died after his humiliating loss to Canelo Alvarez. Charlo's lack of aggressive spirit has been raising a lot of eyebrows in the fight world, and if there's one thing boxing fans absolutely hate, it's a boring fight. The boxing world wants drama. We want dramatic kicks and uppercuts. Plus, Charlo should have another priority in mind, and that's clinching back his undisputed title. Without the title, a fight with Charlo holds no allure for Crawford. There's no reason for him to put himself through intense training and tough workouts if there's nothing big on the line. The only way these two can face each other in the ring is if their heated rivalry gets out of hand. Charlo, if you're watching this, I hope you're taking notes, because this is how you can step into the ring with Crawford. These two used to be pretty tight, but it didn't take much for their friendship to take a turn. They've both been firing shots at each other for a long time now, with Charlo calling Terence a clout chaser on multiple occasions and so on. So if this beef gets worse, the boxing world might want to see them settle the score in the ring and vouch for this matchup. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because so far there's no sign of a Crawford versus Charlo fight anytime soon. Terence is getting ready for his highly anticipated rematch with Errol Spence Jr., and this time Errol is coming in prepared. Oh yeah, he's got Floyd Mayweather training him and all. Do you think he'll get his redemption? Or do you think Bud will come out on top again? Let us know in the comments. Whatever the case may be, Bud has his fair share of time to decide who he's going to fight after the rematch. He's been eyeing Canelo Alvarez, so if these two can negotiate successfully, the fight world will be in for an epic bout. So there you go, fight world. That's all I have for you today. Make sure to like this video, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time. Until then, peace out.